You're not struggling to let them go. You're struggling to let go of what they gave you. Because if it was only about the person, it would feel simpler. You could just cut ties and move on. But it doesn't. It never feels that straightforward. Instead, your mind keeps returning to moments. Like that first time you truly connected, or a shared inside joke that only the two of you understood. To conversations. The deep talks late into the night. The plans you made for the future. The comforting silences. To memories that feel alive. Vivid snapshots of joy, comfort, and belonging that replay in your mind. And no matter how much time passes, something still pulls you back. A scent, a song, a place. Anything can trigger that familiar ache. Letting go after a breakup is not just about losing a person. It's about losing a version of yourself that existed with them. It's about mourning the person you were when you were with them and the life you built together. You notice it in small ways. You replay things they said. Not just the words, but the tone, the context, the way they made you feel when they said them. You think about how things used to feel. The warmth of their hand in yours. The security of their presence. The effortless laughter. You remember the version of yourself in that relationship. How you acted. Perhaps more confident, more adventurous, or more nurturing than you feel now. How you felt. Connected. Certain, wanted, deeply understood. What your life looked like. Your routines, your shared dreams, your future plans, all intertwined with their existence. And sometimes, it's not even them you miss the most. It's not their specific quirks or habits. It's that version of you. The one who felt connected, certain, wanted. The person you became or felt you could be within that relationship. And when that disappears, it leaves a gap. A void not just where they used to be, but where a part of your identity once resided. But here is what's actually happening. You are not just processing a breakup. You are processing a loss of emotional meaning. The relationship wasn't just two people. It was a container for profound significance. The relationship represented something, security, the feeling of having a constant, reliable presence in your life, a safe harbor in a chaotic world. Connection, a deep understanding, a shared language, a sense of belonging that made you feel less alone. Validation, the affirmation that you were worthy, loved, and seen for who you truly are. A sense of direction, a shared path, goals, and aspirations that gave your life purpose. A version of the future, the imagined life together. The milestones you plan to reach, the dreams you nurtured. And when the relationship ends, those meanings don't disappear immediately. They linger, like echoes in an empty room. They stay. In your mind, you still think in terms of we or us in your memory. Every place, every song, every experience is colored by their presence. In your expectations, you unconsciously look for their reaction, their input, their comfort. So when you think about them, you're not only thinking about the person. You're thinking about the individual who occupied that space. You're thinking about everything they represented. The entire tapestry of meaning woven around them. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." But after a breakup, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like your mind has a will of its own, constantly pulling you back. Because your mind keeps returning to something that no longer exists. It's trying to reconcile the past with the present. Before we continue, a quick pause. If this reflection resonates with you, there are more videos like this in the Relationships and Identity playlist. Each one explores patterns in how we connect, attach, and let go. And if you want more perspective like this, subscribe to Daily Reset Lab. There is another layer that makes this harder. The mind doesn't hold onto relationships equally. It's not a neutral archivist. It prioritizes emotionally intense moments. The peaks of joy, the profound connections, the moments of deep intimacy, the good moments. The laughter, the shared adventures, The feeling of being completely understood. The meaningful ones. The times they supported you through a crisis, celebrated your successes, or simply made you feel safe. The ones that made you feel something strongly. These are the memories that burn brightest. And over time, those moments become more visible. They are polished and replayed, gaining a heightened significance. While the difficult parts become less prominent. The arguments, the incompatibilities, the moments of doubt fade into the background. So the relationship begins to feel more valuable in memory than it may have felt in reality. The past becomes idealized, seen through rose-tinted glasses. This creates a distortion. Not intentional. It's a natural psychological process, a way the mind tries to protect itself or make sense of loss, but natural. It's how our brains are wired to process intense experiences. And that distortion strengthens attachment. Because you're not just remembering a person. You're remembering an enhanced, almost mythical version of the relationship. Because now you're not just holding on to the relationship. You're holding on to a filtered version of it. A highlight reel, not the full complex story. There's also unfinished meaning. Questions that weren't fully answered. Why did it end? What could I have done differently? Conversations that didn't fully resolve. Words left unsaid, apologies never given, explanations never received, expectations that were never completed. The future you envisioned, the promises made, the dreams left unfulfilled. And the mind doesn't like unfinished things. It craves closure, resolution, a complete narrative. So it keeps returning. It's a futile but persistent effort to find a conclusion. And that repetition creates the feeling of being stuck. A hamster wheel of thought, constantly revisiting the past. Not because you are weak. It's not a personal failing, but because your mind is trying to resolve something. It's a natural, albeit painful, cognitive process. The shift is not to force yourself to forget them. That's an impossible and often counterproductive task. And it's not to convince yourself that they didn't matter. Their impact was real and significant. The shift is to recognize this. You are not only holding on to them. You are holding on to the person. Yes, but also much more. You are holding on to what the relationship meant to you. The security, the connection, the validation, the future. And once you see that, the attachment begins to separate. You start to disentangle the person from the profound meanings you assign to the relationship. A small shift you can try is this. The next time you think about them, pause. Don't immediately push the thought away or get lost in the emotion. And ask, what exactly am I missing right now? Be specific. Not the person. Is it truly their physical presence or something deeper? The feeling. Is it the feeling of being loved, safe, or understood? The meaning. Are you missing the confident, happy, or adventurous person you were with them? Because once you identify that, you begin to understand what you're actually attached to. You pinpoint the specific emotional need or identity aspect. And that clarity changes how the memory affects you. It transforms from a painful longing for a person into an understanding of your own needs and experiences. Letting go is not about removing someone from your mind. It's not about erasing history. It's about understanding what your mind is holding on to. It's about gaining insight into your own emotional landscape. Because once you see it clearly, it stops feeling like something you lost. It's not a void, but a lesson. And starts feeling like something you experienced. A valuable chapter in your life, from which you can learn and grow. If this made you reflect on your own experience, you'll find more videos like this in the Relationships and Identity playlist. And if you want more perspective like this, subscribe to Daily Reset Lab, because sometimes what feels hardest to let go of was never just the person. It was what they meant to you.